I'm Lisa LaFlamme on special assignment for CityNews. The constant presence in millions of lives for 70 years is now the center of a constant vigil in her honor. 1 week before the Queen's state funeral, she is laying in rest in Edinburgh. Scottish streets, well worn with centuries of royal history, witness perhaps the biggest today.
It was eerie. It was eerily quiet. I think we all agreed it was eerily quiet but it was nice. I feel for the children. I've lost both my parents. Not easy, but when you're in the limelight like they are and they don't have time to grieve privately.
Sometimes 20 deep, the public watched as the procession carrying the late Queen's coffin inched its way to St. Giles Cathedral. King Charles, now the commander-in-chief, along with his sister Princess Anne and brothers the Princes Andrew and Edward, walked the royal mile behind their mother. The oak coffin, handcrafted 30 years ago, now sits inside that cathedral. The solid gold crown of Scotland, dating back to 1540, rests with her until the journey back home.
And so we gather to bid Scotland's farewell to our late monarch.
The Queen, bound to Scotland by both affection, ancestry, and royal duty, was celebrated during a service of thanksgiving. After the service, in silent single file, the public, in line outside for hours, became the first to pay their personal respects. And on the evening of this first day, in another poignant tradition, the royals carried out what's called the Vigil of the Princes. After 24 hours inside the cathedral, the Queen's coffin will be flown to London, accompanied by Princess Anne, for one last night in Buckingham Palace before a period of lying in state at Westminster Hall begins Wednesday afternoon. And it was at Westminster that King Charles began his day of duty, cementing the relationship between the Parliament and the monarchy.
As I stand before you today, I cannot help but feel the weight of history which surrounds us and which reminds us of the vital parliamentary traditions to which members of both houses dedicate yourselves.
Charles used his first address as king to pay tribute to his mother, vowing to faithfully follow the example she set for so long.
While very young, Her late Majesty pledged herself to serve her country and her people, and to maintain the precious principles of constitutional government which lie at the heart of our nation.
The King will then embark on a tour of the 4 nations of the United Kingdom, with the future of the Union clearly at the heart of his concerns. For the first time today, his son, Prince Harry, posted an emotional message about his grandmother, celebrating her life, her infectious smile. He called her a guiding compass, grateful for the special moments they shared. "We now honor," he said, "my father in his new role as King Charles III."